What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. If you remember my video from yesterday, I was comparing this. I think I made it around here, around the beginning of the day yesterday. You can see down here, this is the time frame, right? It says like 0. 0 would be the beginning of the day. That's around now, right? We're on the 0 hour of today. Anyways, it makes sense that I made my video there yesterday. I try to make it around this time. Because I feel like, the daily close, that's productive, that's more relevant to price. Anyways, I was calling this move that we'd lull in price, not really be exciting, do anything up or down really, and then until we made a slightly lower low here. And we did a slightly lower low. I think I said that the low would be around 24,790, and the low was at 24,775, so that's pretty close. That's actually not where I said to go low, not 24,790. I said that's where I would go long if I was to go long. On a 5x position, I would have expected, maybe you didn't catch down there. Maybe you caught it at the top of the range. If you did, and you were to close it now, you're in about a 10% gain. If you were to close it around the purple line or any of these highs, you're definitely above a 10% gain with a maximum potential of 15%. This move, I think, is over. It might not be. It could go up higher for sure. It could even go up higher than this here. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little extension into the 26,000 area. I would be surprised if we went above 26.5. But ultimately, if we're looking at it, let's look at it on a weekly perspective real quick. If we're looking at it, as long as 28.5 holds, that's still a lower high. So it could go up a little bit from here, but I don't think it's going to. I really just don't think it's going to. Not with the break in the 50 level here on the RSI. Not with the daily RSI looking so weak, rejecting this 40 area. We still have a whole day left, so who really knows? But we might be rejecting the 40 area, looking to definitely go in the oversold zone. We did go above this 50 here. We bounced it. We went below it. We closed below it, and we were looking like we were going to continue below it. But we actually went above it, which is good, but it's not totally condemning for the bears. Like if I was a bull, I wouldn't get too excited over this. It's more like at least you have this at the bare minimum. At least you have that. But back to the 1 hour. The reason I was able to call this move here, I would say fairly precisely. I remember saying around 24,790 would be where I went long. It bottomed at 24,775, and that I would close my short. I said above the purple line. But then I think I said it might not move that high. I remember I said it wouldn't move that high, so I said 2.5 to 4% is what I said. A 2.5 to 4% move, and that's basically what we got. We got a just below 4% move there. And the reason I was able to call this is not because I'm some magic genie, but it's because we've been doing this, and I just paid attention to the RSI. I'm going to delete the long term so we can see it less confusingly. If you take a line here, and you put it at where we bottomed on this RSI, you'll see that we came to this same area once, twice, 3 times, even a 4th time over here. We didn't quite reach it on this iteration here, but all these times we did, and we acted the same in price. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's go back to the first one. Again, we went low in the RSI, but not quite as low as this line. And this one we did. So when we were this low in the RSI, we actually were right here in price, right? The low in price is over here, but the low in the RSI is over here. So we closed here, we lulled for a little bit, we had a slightly lower low, just slightly, and then we went up. The next time that we had it that low in the RSI, we had a low here, we lulled in price for a little bit, had a slightly lower low, oh so slightly, and then we went up. And then again, low in the RSI down here, closing low in the price, lulled in price, slightly lower low, and then we went up. And I think I actually said on this one, if you were to go long at a slightly lower level than this, and then close it above this purple line, that'd probably be a safe bet. It didn't go there immediately, but over time, if you look right over here, this wick did wick up above that, so that would have been a clutch move. And I didn't know that it would take this long. I didn't think we'd move that far sideways. I thought it would be more like this. But overall, this kind of amount of time, let's see, from top to like breakout point, it was 75 hours, yeah. And then I guess from the top here, well maybe not from the top to breakout point, but from the bottom, let's see, this whole thing. It was like 108 hours. I don't know. You know, like they both had some pretty long ranges, I guess. But that's how I was able to determine that this would probably happen, is because it's the exact same circumstances and the exact same kind of boring price range that we've been locked in. You know, this, I didn't guarantee or would never guarantee that this kind of price action would happen, but because it has been happening and because we're not doing anything spectacular, I feel like this was an obvious move. It has been happening. You can see it literally once, twice, 3 times here. Like, they all look very similar, right? That little circle, or not little circle, that little U with the slightly lower low, and then it went up from there. I do think rejecting this 123 right here is bearish, potentially. We were overbought and now we're coming down. This doesn't look good to me necessarily, but we could go up. You know, we could come down, bounce here, and go up higher. It's totally possible. I don't think it has to stop here, though it could. I am anticipating a bigger move overall to the downside to happen, and it could happen today. It is Friday, so it's the last day of the week, you know, the conventional week. Bitcoin never has like I guess Sunday's its last day, but it just 24/7, you know. I wouldn't expect a big move to happen over the weekend. If it did happen, I'd be wary of it, whether it was up or down. But you know, it could be a legitimate move still on the weekend, but that's not as common. So I would think that if we don't see some kind of magnificent, spectacular move today, it might be next week. It might be next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, something like that. Maybe all of next week, but I would expect that it is upon us. We are very near it. If it's not today, it'll be coming soon. And with the look that we have on the daily, this looks like a perfect area to reject the 40. And anytime that we do that, man, we can get some pretty sizable moves to the downside. So we are in the right conditions. You know, we came up here, we closed, and kind of proved the previous area of support as resistance now. I don't want to say that too soon because, I mean, technically we could go up a little bit more. We haven't proved it as resistance yet. I think we would need a close lower than this low here, and, you know, like a bounce directly off of like this line, or currently, you know, just don't go above where it is now. We would need to go lower, have a lower close, and then I think that would be confirmed resistance on previous support, and we would likely see a bigger move, something like this. Like these candles, all of these candles here, it'll be bigger, if not twice as big or more as all these candles. Not all of them together, but like any candle that's big here. You know, the biggest candle we had was this one. It was 5.85%. We are overdue for a big move on a closing basis, and I think we're going to get it, if not today, very soon. Like very, very soon. I wouldn't expect it over the weekend, but it wouldn't surprise me if it happened today. And at the same time, with all that being said, you know, it wouldn't surprise me either if we went down a little bit, held this kind of area as support around 25,230, and then continued to go higher. But to be fair, if I had to put money on it, if I was a guessing man, a betting man, I would feel comfortable going short here in anticipation of lower lows than this. I wouldn't think that we're going to go higher than this. If we were going to go higher than this, I mean, that's how I would play it, right? I'd go short here. This isn't an ideal place to go short, by the way, compared to like where it's been, but you know, you're kind of catching it in the midst of the drop. Maybe it's ideal, I don't know. And then I'd cut my long, or I'd cut my short like just below this all-time high, or maybe just past it, I guess, would be the formal. I just don't like losing more than 5%, but I guess you'd have to risk it here. A little bit above that one. That's where I'd stop out or like close it, you know, but I think going short here would be a safe bet, because odds are you're probably going to go lower than this other low that you have down here. That's 2.6% away. If you were to use 5% or 5x leverage, you could nail a 10% move, no problem. And it'll probably happen fast. If it doesn't happen fast, you know, and it takes a while, you can get scared out of your boots and just call it if you want to. You don't have to stay in the trade, but I don't like to stay in trades more than a day anyways myself. So if I was trading this and we didn't get some kind of resolution to lower lows, or at least down here within, you know, the next 24 hours, I would probably close my trade. And especially if we broke this high, I would be out of it. But for now, I'm bearish. I'm definitely bearish. I think that this big move that I've been waiting for, that I've been talking about, that we've been waiting for, if you've been on this channel, like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Seriously, I really appreciate it. If you know what I'm talking about, this big move that's coming, I think it's either it could literally happen today, man. Today, Friday the 15th. All right, it is Thursday the 15th, but it's Friday the 16th on the charts. I think it could happen today. We're in the right conditions, the right elements are there for it to happen. It doesn't have to happen today. It really doesn't, but if it doesn't happen, it'll probably happen next week, but I'm just I feel like I keep calling for it every like Friday or like end of the week. I'm like, it's going to happen now. Here we go. But we just keep moving sideways and slightly down. But again, rejecting, we went down, we broke lower lows here. We're definitely out of this range. We're definitely bearishly out of this range, okay? And we came up with a weak pump. Everyone gets excited, like they're like, oh no, it's not going to go lower. Off a 1.8% pump, like this isn't exciting. This dump wasn't even exciting. The most exciting thing about it was a lower daily close. The most exciting thing about this move is it's a lower high, and we're potentially confirming previous areas of support as resistance. So, in these kind of circumstances, along with these weak readings in the RSI rejecting the 40, it would not surprise me if we saw moves that were sizably bigger than this in the coming days and weeks. And I think we're there. I really think we're there. I might be tooting my horn a little early. I would love to see where the price is at on Sunday whenever the week closes. That'll definitely confirm it for me one way or another. But, we've got a few days in between then, so I'll keep you guys up to date until then. Leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to see more. Sorry, keep clearing my throat, guys. I don't know what's gotten into me. But I don't like it. Anyways, yeah, feel free to comment whatever you want. If you want to see, if you have a chart or a stock, a crypto, whatever, man, that you'd like me to analyze, I'm more than happy to do it. I appreciate all the comments that you guys leave, man. I really am. All the advice too, like there's no such thing as bad advice. Whether I take your advice or not, like I still appreciate it because I like to check other people's perspectives out and look up, certain things, what other people are doing, because there's no one way to do it. And if there's something that works better, I think it's better to be aware of it than just like be closed-minded and not be open to it. I'm just trying to say I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe. Goodbye. Bye-bye.